A woman convicted in the death of her minister husband will be allowed to see her kids again. Mary Winkler had been asking a judge for custody of her 3 daughters. She didn't get it, at least for now. Susan Filan is a former prosecutor and is currently MSNBC senior legal analyst, and Jeffrey Steinberger is a criminal defense attorney. Susan, first of all, tell us about this compromise, and is it a fair compromise for the time being?
What the judge said was, I can't decide custody yet. There's just too many outstanding issues. But in the meantime, I'm going to give you, Mary Winkler, supervised visitation with your children. And I think that's the toe in the water. That's the right way to go. The court has to decide if it's in the best interest of these children to be with their mom or not. And this is the way to start to find out.
Jeffrey, does it sound like the judge is almost hedging here to see how it goes before he decides on custody? I mean, could that be possible?
Mika, the judge has to hedge. He has to know what's going on. He has to know where this woman is. She just got out of prison. She got out of a mental institution. She killed her husband. Something at some point snapped. So he doesn't want to endanger these kids. His job is to protect these children's, period. That's it. He's got to protect the kids, and he's not really that interested right now in who gets custody and what the legal ramifications are. He's got to protect those kids and supervised visits, and he did a good job doing that for the time being. He's got to keep them supervised, and he's got to watch out how she progresses and if she's really able to maintain a regimen without going off.
So, Susan, let's take a look at what the judge has to consider here. A psychologist testified during Winkler's trial that she's suffering from post-traumatic stress syndrome. She spent 2 months in a mental health facility and is still undergoing psychological counseling and taking drugs for anxiety and depression. At the end of the day, what are the chances, given the fact that she was convicted of killing her husband, that she gets custody of these kids?
The primary goal of this family court is to do what's right for these kids. And the question is, should these kids be with their mom? Because typically, kids need to be raised by their parents. On the other hand, because Mary Winkler's got these troubles in her past, is it best for the kids? The bottom line, Mika, the judge is not here to punish Mary Winkler. The judge is not here to punish the children. The judge is here to decide what's really best for them. They've been with their grandparents. They've been in a stable, loving environment. Let's not disrupt that. On the other hand, maybe we ease them back toward their mom. That's what the judge has to weigh and consider.
And Jeffrey, what do you think? In the end of the day, does she get the custody of the children?
Well, Mika, it's really hard to decide. The judge has to take a lot of variables into account. You know, it may take a period of time. It depends on the ages of the kids at the time she's seeking permanent custody. Depends on how good a job the grandparents are doing. It also depends on the kids themselves, but to a lesser extent on whether they want to be with their mom. But the main goal, as Susan said, the main goal here is really to watch out for the best interests of those kids and to make sure that they're protected over the period of time as they're growing up. And they got to do that correctly, and they got to do that right. And that's the judge's charge to these children in this custody battle.
Okay, Jeffrey Steinberger.
That's his absolute charge.
Susan Filan, thank you very much.
Thank you, Mika.